Hey, welcome to the 10-2 podcast. You're here with your boy NJD and Deucey, a.k.a. Deucey Bad.
Let's go.
And man, we want to start off this show with a big congratulations to them Dallas Cowboys. It was a close one.
It was.
Very close one.
Yeah.
But it was something that was needed and something that was deserved. I think they showed us.
Was it not?
Like I said, they're exposing the run. They're exposing the run. And it's one of those things we're just going to have to take care of, but we'll get to that later on in the episode.
Yeah.
But first, I want to start off with the Cowboys offense, man. I want to get your opinion, and I want to know, what did you think about it, and where was it coming from? Because at the beginning of the game, it didn't feel so hot, and, I just felt like if this is one of those games, it's going to be one of those that make you sit back and make yourself, not again. You're going to just say, So if it feels that way, then you got to sit back and you got to tell yourself, I hope this ain't when it would happen what happened last week. Mm-hmm. But we'll figure that out, though, man. So give me your opinion on what you think on what was going on with the offense.
Man, with the offense, well, here we go once again. You thought we are going to do something different, but, we stagnant. We're very, we're trying to beat the head, the nail or something, run that ball, but we're not getting there running that ball. There's something that's missing with Pollard. I don't know if we're missing with our linemen. I don't know what it is, man, but we can't break a 20-yard run for nothing. I haven't seen one. I don't know. Somebody come email me, let me know if you have seen one all season. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Yeah. But the run is not there somewhat. But, the guys picking up the paces, that boy C.D. Lamb, oh, man, there you go. Over 1,600, 100 yards.
Which he kind of showed out in the second half.
Second half, he broke Cowboy single record for the catches, 122, and then you got 1,600 yards.
Single season yard record also. He holds it for the franchise.
Yeah,
he did Michael Irvin last night. Michael Irvin had 1603.
He's something special, man. He's something special. You got you talking about a guy that has done it. We got who we had in here, T.O.'s. We had the Dez Bryants. You know what I'm saying? We had those type of guys. The Miles Austins, to come in here, shine. But this guy right here is special.
And he did it in a 16-game period.
Yeah,
he didn't even really need that extra game. He did it in
extra
a
game, and then being an off game. In Buffalo?
Yeah,
he didn't get the yards expected, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, 20-19. I take the dub.
Of course.
Ain't nobody felt sorry for us when we lost by one.
Well, how did you feel in the first half, man? The way things were going.
First half,
it's just like they couldn't even figure it out. They couldn't even get things together.
Things are different. It felt like the Miami game. Here we go down the field. We're about to score.
Of course,
what we do.
Yeah.
Fumble.
Yeah.
They go up 14-3.
Yeah,
14-3, like Troy once said on the broadcast, it would have been a different game.
Yeah.
14-3, okay, now we need to change up. But we let them in the game with the fumble.
Yeah.
7-3, what it was 7-3 all the way to the third quarter.
Yeah.
So tell me what offense did I see?
Yeah.
What offense did I see? Nothing.
Exactly.
I did see flashes, but we were lucky to get that 93-yard touchdown from Dez, but Lamb.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, what would be?
What would have became?
Would have became?
Yeah, it's one of those things to where you sit back and you ask yourself like
something different, man. I'm telling you, yeah.
You have that much talent on the field on the offensive side. You have to figure out what to do with it. And right now, I feel like, don't get me wrong, man, our offensive lines are hurt right now. The offensive line is hurting for sure.
Yeah.
We can't. We need to get that together for sure, because as far as the offensive line, we can't figure it out. But I know sitting there and watching it for the first half, I was just thinking to myself, they can't seem to get anything going because
no, they can't.
That was a lucky play, but and I'm not saying it was a good pass by Derek Prescott, but if you watch that play closely, if the linebacker who ran in or whoever ran in off the side, which if it was the linebacker or the defensive end who ran in off the side, he would have tackled him and made a sack in the end zone if it wasn't for him not even trying to open his arms and wrap him up. He just bumped Prescott when he made that 93-yard pass. Okay. So if he would have wrapped Prescott around, it would have been a different story. Yes, and that was attention to detail. And I said, if that guy would have wrapped him up, it would have been over.
Okay, yeah,
but
yeah.
It just seems like the line has to get it together. You can't sit there.
It does.
You can't sit there and have, because it ain't the receivers. Because as soon as we started getting C.D. Lamb involved, look what happened. As soon as he started going to short routes,
look what can happen. Yeah,
corner routes, boom. Look what happened. And that's the things that I sit back and I ask myself. You got all that speed, you got all that talent on the offensive side.
Right.
You need to know how to set it up and knock it down. Because in reality, it doesn't matter how much you practice; it matters how you execute.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. They did
I
pull out
mean,
the
hey,
victory.
we got the dub.
They
I mean,
got
that's the
dub.
thing about the dub.
But
You
the
got to
dub,
take it.
but
I
the
mean,
dub was really on a fault. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. I'm don't get me wrong. I love that we won this game, but I don't like the way we won this game. You know what I mean?
No.
I love that we won the game, but I don't
right.
like the way we won the game because you left it up to the referees. You left the refs involved. Granted, say if Detroit doesn't go for the 2-point conversion,
right.
they don't go for it. They could have just kicked the field goal and could have just won until overtime and try to take it from us then. And at that time, I believe, this is just me, I believe that the Detroit would have took that victory. Right. Because the way they were playing on offense, the way Jared Goff was coming on at the end, that 2-minute, look at the 2-minute drill they put together to score the touchdown. They were starting to heat up, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And our defense wasn't looking too hot out there. Now, granted, number 68 didn't acknowledge to the referee and tell him that he was an eligible receiver, and that was a mistake on Detroit's half. And I know Detroit felt like they got robbed at that moment, but I'm a guy and believer that they say the ball never lies. The ball never lies. We say it in basketball. We sometimes say it in football too. The ball never lies. And what I mean by that is that, okay, he was upset on the sidelines, Dan Cook or whatever. You know, he was mad. He was yelling, "Oh, what's going on?" He didn't like that they got that 2-point tucking away. Yeah. Granted, they got another chance. They had to do it again, right? They messed up on that one, right? They messed up on that. They messed up.
Third time got to be the charm.
Parsons jumps off sides.
That was the second time.
That's what I'm saying. That was the second time. Parsons jumps off sides. So now it's like, okay, first time was y'all fault.
Right.
And you were upset because you think that call shouldn't have been called. And then we messed up the second time. We shoot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So now,
here we go.
now this is us. Now, to me, in my eyes, I looked at it like, because it was clearly Marco Parsons was offside because he did jump. But I know that my eyes, I looked at it like these other refs saying we're giving you another shot. All right, we made a bad call. Okay, that could have cost y'all the game. Now y'all get a third opportunity. Yeah, that is now in your favor, and then y'all can't even complete the pass. You know, and even if he would have caught the pass, granted, if anybody saw the game last night, if he would have caught that pass, he wouldn't have made a touchdown anyways. He would have been fell down. He would have been touched by contact. He was almost 2 yards short from the field goal. I mean, from the line. So it wouldn't even have made it any difference. But
it is.
But that's what I see. Like, okay, the defense starts falling apart at the end of the games. You know, what did you see from the defense last night? What did you think when they're sitting there and they're letting them runs just break off and break off and break off? I mean, Detroit was running it all over us.
No, I mean, I'll give you that. I mean, they were. There were times they did. But when you analyze the game, you look back at it and you think about it, they were really stopping the runs too. At the same time, there were pivotal points that they got into there. They got into it. Trust me. It would have been a lot. I think the run would have been a lot worse if we weren't in the backfield stopping the run. And we did. There was times that we did, and we got to understand the defense can do so much.
Yeah.
And then that's the thing when you ask me about the offense. The offense is not. There's no hand in hand going on right now.
Of course.
Hey, boys, y'all put 3 and out or 8 interception. What we do with that interception that we got?
Of course.
You know, everything has to go hand in hand, and if it's not going hand in hand, the ball game is going to get rough.
Well, like they say, if you intercept it, it doesn't mean nothing unless you score points.
Exactly.
To me, there's no. I mean, if you intercept it, there's no point. There's no point if you don't score.
Yeah.
So you have to score, and don't get me wrong. I mean, they did what the defense came through when they needed to. That is true.
That's the thing.
The defense came through when we needed to. But I feel like in the third and fourth quarter, they were just getting manhandled at the line. I mean, the runs that the Detroit Lions were breaking off on them wasn't, you know, it was one of those things that you're sitting back and you're asking yourself, where is the defense at this moment? Because I always give the offense a hard time. I do, because I feel like the defense always puts them in a good position.
Exactly. Okay.
And
but
right now, I'm not worried that the defense isn't, you know, not doing, I guess, what you say they should be doing. But what I'm worried about is that they're performing like this towards the end of the year. And we're exposing ourselves because now we're getting ready for the playoffs.
Okay.
Now we're getting ready to go to the big shows.
Right.
Now we're getting ready to go to the primetime games no matter what. And right now you're exposing to other offenses that, look, we can't stop the run. Granted, if we get the Bucks in the first round, right, in the first wild card game of the playoffs, we should get the Bucks, depending on how things are going in that race out there. But we should play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mm-hmm. And if we play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm not saying that. To me, it's always those quarterbacks that don't play well, and when they play against the Cowboys, they seem to play the best.
Well, you're going
You
to
know?
against Baker Mayfield. You know, he's
Yeah.
going to have something to prove.
Yeah.
I mean, but, we'll see when we get there.
Yeah.
But right now, the defense, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, win by a mile, half inch, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Win is a win.
No, a win is a win, and
And,
like I said,
I
I
mean-
take it. I just realized how close we were from losing it. If it wasn't for those referees stepping in, we probably would have lost the game.
Yeah, you're right.
It just is
You're
what
right.
it is. I know everybody felt the same way I felt and you felt when we saw that. We were like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" I mean, granted, we had 23 seconds, and we had two timeouts, and we had one of the best kickers
Right.
in the NFL.
Yeah.
if not
no doubt,
the
no
NFL.
doubt. I mean, yeah. Let's look at the bigger picture.
I'm not saying we, because it would have went to overtime. Granted, we would have got a first down or got a field goal.
But
Granted,
you gotta
it
give
still
it
would have
to
went to
Detroit,
overtime.
Man, they were looking at it to win the ball game. You know,
of course.
boy said it. Hey, they were looking to win, regardless. To go if they scored the touchdown, they were going to look for the 2 points, regardless. You
Of
know,
course.
we're going to go for the tie, and that's a good mentality. Hey, let's go for the kill.
Yeah.
Not even go to overtime. I mean, hey, and that's a good thing for them.
Well, and
I mean, they battled. I mean,
it's also good because we beat a playoff team.
a playoff team, yeah.
Beat
And
a
it's going to
playoff
matter
team.
at the
That
end.
should boost.
Yeah.
That should boost us a little bit. But like I said, it's the manner in which we won.
Right.
It's the manner in which we won. We didn't win because we blew them out. We didn't win because we scored a touchdown the last minute of it. We won because offensive lineman who was an eligible receiver did not tell the referees he was an eligible receiver,
Right.
and they threw in a pass to him, and he caught it, and it didn't count.
And that's going to be
That's
tricky,
why.
man. And that's
That's
tricky
why.
play, man. I mean,
It's-
regardless, you're an offensive lineman.
I mean, if
tried
we
to
would
do
have
that.
run on that first play and Parsons would have came in and had a sack, that's how you're supposed to play. That's how I would have took it. That's how it's supposed to be. But when I saw them score that touchdown or that 2-point conversion, I looked at you and I was just like, I feel like last week, Miami. You win by 5 field goals. If it's not for a field goal kicker kicking 5 field goals in Miami, Miami doesn't win that game. But
Yeah. Well,
these are the losses that we have to take, and it sucks because these are losses that we don't deserve. We should have won. But it happens because missed opportunities and missed plays. Because Dallas Cowboys are leading the NFL with the most penalties, from my
of course,
understanding.
yeah, it is.
We are the 19th running defense.
but not that
The
desperate.
19th.
Yeah.
And we're in a playoff position. And I feel like if we don't get things together, and granted, they play against Washington, right? Next week, to
So
be
you
determined.
can't- I
To
mean-
be determined what time they'll be playing against Washington, but they do play against Washington next week. And I feel like, yeah, it's good that we're going to sit some of the players, and we should. But I would treat it like a preseason game. I would say, look, you're going to get in there for the first quarter, Prescott. And you're gonna stay loose. You got to. And then after that, we're going to take you out. We'll put whoever in after that rush, whatever. And we'll get more people coming in, and we'll just start subbing people out. But you still need that work. You still need to get up and go do that work. You still need to keep that same mentality, because the way y'all performed against Detroit, man, was not a good look. And that kind of worries me going into the playoffs. Because if it isn't for that touchdown and that linebacker in the first half not sacking Prescott in the end zone when he got off that 93-yard pass to CeeDee Lamb, it would have been a different story too. But you see what happens. We hope that they can do what they need to do,
Right.
and hopefully we can get another.
I mean, hopefully the Jimmy Johnson curse is lifted. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that, man, because
that
like
win,
I told you,
that win is because of
exactly. Hey, do it for Jimmy Johnson.
Do it for Jimmy.
Do it
man.
for
Come
Jimmy.
on, man. I mean,
Do it for
is
Jimmy.
What it is. It was
Woo!
a good night. I mean,
That's
to
right,
see that,
brother.
I
That's
mean,
right.
hopefully it inspired the men in the locker room.
I mean,
be
it
like,
has
hey,
to.
man,
You go 8-0 at the house on the night that we put Jimmy into the Dallas Cowboy ring of
I don't know. I mean, and then they put the stats up. I mean, it's only been done 3 times.
Yeah.
And the last 2 times they've done it, we went to the championship game.
that's
Give me
right.
that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I mean, you see what Michael Irvin said. He said, I hope CeeDee Lamb breaks my record because the 2 times I said it, we damn near went to the Super Bowl. Both times.
Both times.
Yeah.
I mean, there
So-
you go. I mean,
No, you're right, man. You're right, and I hope it stands for something because, like I said, it's been a long time coming to Jimmy
long
Johnson,
time.
man.
Acknowledge.
One of the
being acknowledged.
other than Tom Landry, one of the greatest.
Yes,
I
being
mean,
acknowledged is one of the best.
we were grateful in those times. We weren't really around during those times when Tom Landry was
Tom
coaching.
Landry, yeah.
But
shout out to the Cowboys that were.
yeah,
Cowboy
exactly.
fans
All
that
the
were.
Cowboy fans that were around when Tom Landry was around.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And I know that, it had been a good feeling letting him go. God bless him, letting him go, and then hiring Jimmy Johnson and winning two more. Which I believe if Jimmy Johnson would have stayed, they probably would have won 4 or 5 more Super Bowls. They actually would have been the Patriots before
least
the
3.
Patriots, and I think Troy Aikman would have been Tom Brady before Tom Brady. But that's just my opinion. I just know that things happen for a reason, and thank God that he was able to bring 2 championships to Texas and to the Dallas Cowboys because
5 years, in 5 years.
yeah, no, for sure. That's when me
understand.
and you barely started. I know for me, I barely started understanding what football was and what was going on.
Right.
And he was one of the. I mean, because of him and because of who the Dallas Cowboys were during that time, it made me attracted to them. It made me want to watch them. It made me want to become a fan. And
The star.
I know I saw Troy Aikman's interview with Joe Buckman, and he talks about how important Jimmy Johnson was to the Dallas Cowboys, and I believe that he was. He was that guy.
He was.
I know it
Jerry
was.
knew. Jerry knew what he was doing. Jerry knew, but I mean, it is.
I mean, there was no way. Like last night when you saw the halftime ceremony, right?
Right.
You saw Troy Aikman, right? Drafted by Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
You saw Emmitt Smith, drafted by Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
You saw Michael Irvin, drafted by Jimmy Johnson.
I think. There was he was.
Well, he played for Jimmy Johnson in Miami.
He was the last guy to be
Yeah.
drafted by Tom Landry.
Tom
Let me get
Landry.
that right.
Okay.
And
Well,
then after that, then it was.
Yeah, and you're right. You're right. But you're talking about 3 players who basically came up under Jimmy Johnson.
Well,
right?
yeah. Michael Irvin played with Jimmy
in Miami, and then he played with him in Dallas.
Yes.
And then Troy Aikman played for him in Dallas, and then Emmitt Smith played for him in Dallas.
It's in the history. That
And what I'm saying is that you had 3 players already that were in the Dallas Cowboy Ring of Honor.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The only one person that they were missing out of that triplet was the coach who got him there. That's
There you
what
go.
I felt like.
Jimmy.
Now he completes the circle. Hopefully that the curse has been lifted on the Dallas Cowboys.
The football gods.
Yeah. Hopefully the football guys have seen it and they have respected it.
Respected it. Yeah.
And I think Jimmy Johnson, realized that this year that we haven't won another championship or a real championship till he was there. I mean we got one in 95, but it was really from the team that Jimmy Johnson put together.
I mean, it was.
You know what I mean?
It was.
Like,
It was.
what was the coach?
Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer.
Again,
he was just managing at that time. You know what I mean? Like he was just managing at that time.
He was managing both seasons. I
Yeah.
mean, you got to understand. There was 92, 93, 94. He came in. Jimmy
I mean, it's
left.
the same way I feel for like Steve Kerr with the Golden State Warriors. Right?
You got to understand these guys to be at that time from. You can say from 1990 to 95. That's 5 years. And the 5 years they were going to 4 years straight to NFC championships.
Yeah.
For
And
4
won 3
years.
of them.
And won 3 of them. And every year you were thinking, and that's where it comes from. Hey, we going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You got to have that belief. Yeah.
And they brought that belief. You know,
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly,
That's where you
exactly.
get it from. Hey, man, how about the Cowboys? What
My
y'all do?
quarterback.
And people say, hey, and like Jamie said, to all y'all haters that make us who we are, I mean,
Yeah.
he thanks y'all because you know who it is. I mean,
exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
we got people every day. We got
Yeah.
family. We got friends
Oh, yeah.
ragging on us, dogging on us. but
Anytime
no,
that I go into a store and I'm wearing a cow, you're a Cowboys fan? Believe me, I know.
hey, it is
Believe
what
me.
it is.
I
Die
know
hard,
exactly.
I'ma die. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
for sure. We
And-
riding.
and
Silver and blue,
that
through and
night-
through, baby.
And that night, he solidified why the Cowboys are who the F they are. Right,
That's
now.
right.
You know, and that's why the reason we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
It's
repping
for them
who we-
boys. Know what I'm saying?
Even the haters felt that feeling in their stomach when they.
Oh
felt
no,
that.
for sure, for sure, for sure.
felt that,
I mean,
man.
you can't
Come on.
deny it. You can't deny it.
All the haters that grew up watching their uncles wear their hats,
Yeah.
wear the jackets,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
go to family events.
Yeah, no, for sure. Everybody
But
knows.
it is what it is, man.
Yeah,
It was a
no,
good
for
night.
sure.
Hey, we take that, man.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on.
for sure. We'll
Let's
take
go on
that.
to the next one.
We'll take that W any time of the week.
let's go.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, hopefully we can get the one against Washington, and hopefully we can figure things out.
Yes, sir.
But moving on to another note.
Yeah, let's keep it
You
going.
know,
Let's
we
keep it
going
Let's
on.
keep
We
it
going
moving.
on to the college level. You know what I'm
let's-
saying? We're gonna drop it down a notch for
Happy
you,
New
baby.
Year's, everybody,
We gonna
man.
drop
New
it
Year's
down
Eve.
for
Let's
you
drop
a
a
notch,
song, man.
baby.
New Year's Day. Let's go.
We gonna tell them boys.
2024. Let's go.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like
Okay,
you
what we
got
got?
Washington versus Texas.
Texas.
And then you got Alabama versus the Michigan Wolverines.
Michigan.
All right. Well, I think I told you before. If you got Texas versus Washington, I'm going with Texas.
We got to.
I mean, we just
We
riding
got
with
to,
them
man.
boys.
We're riding
you know
with
what
the
I'm saying?
boys.
We're riding
from
with
Texas.
you from Texas,
I mean,
man.
and then
Straight up.
plus, and what way to win a national championship and then come to the SEC with one? Like,
Ooh,
oh my God, Aggies, man, come on, boy, but let's
That's
do
right,
something,
buddy.
man.
Step
Come
up
on,
your
let's step the
game.
game up. Come on, man. Yes,
Yes, sir. Got that boy Mike Slocum. Let's see what he can do, baby. Aggies
But yeah,
fighting, baby.
Hey, but hey, Aggies, we love you, but hey, we're talking about Texas. But
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
we
for
give it
sure,
to
for
'em,
sure, for sure, man. Like they said, when they won the national championship in 2006 with what was it? Vince Young. Wasn't it Vince Young?
Vince Young,
Yeah,
yes. Vince Young, yes.
What's the quarterback? I remember A&M had made shirts said only for today, and when the horns broke off, they put them back on with 2 band-aids, and it said only for today.
Okay, you
But,
do remember
yeah,
that.
I
Okay,
do remember
yeah,
that
yeah.
in 06.
I mean,
But I mean,
man.
yeah,
Come
no,
on,
for
man.
sure. We
Come
hoping Texas brings the national championship
now. Yeah.
to Texas. But in the other game, you got Alabama versus Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, okay.
Who do you got out of that? And how much do you have them
man.
winning by? I know we made these predictions before, man, but we're so close
We're
now.
so close now. I mean,
wouldn't
hey,
mind if you get
Happy New Year, everybody. I mean, it
Yes,
is
sir.
New
And
Year's
happy
Eve today.
holidays to
Happy
everybody out
holidays.
there.
We
For
didn't
sure.
get y'all, but man, it's a pick 'em for me, man. It's like I want Texas, and then I want Texas, Alabama.
It's what it's gonna be.
I mean, what way to end the year?
Yeah,
I mean, to start the year.
of course.
Let me get that right. To
Start
start
the year. No, for sure.
Texas, Alabama, then knowing.
But
that
I'm
we're gonna
saying
see
though,
each
like
other.
how much if you got Alabama, of course.
Okay,
beating
I got
Michigan.
Alabama, but I
Is it over 20 or under 20? Because we're talking about college games here.
college game, yes, and it is, and
Both
man,
teams score over 20, or were you looking at? Can you
Both-
give me a score? Can you
no,
give me a score? Because the reason why I'm asking you is because
Nah,
you hear all this nonsense.
I'm trying to
about-
get my feelings together, but
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
for
man,
sure.
Bama. I want Bama to win, but then again, I want the Michigan. I mean, I like the Michigan colors. I've always been a Michigan fan.
So you
Rivals
got
and
Michigan.
I want to take Michigan, but I mean, I'm going
Can't fight against the grain, brother.
I'm going to find the green, but you know what I'm doing? I'm picking that
Roll Tide, roll,
I'm
brother.
giving Roll Tide because I want the Texas and Bama game, and I'm going to get with it. I'm going to go with I'm looking at Bama putting 40 on them. I
Gotcha.
mean, if they don't stop, I mean, Michigan don't stop them.
Atlanta, Louisiana.
You feel me?
Know what I'm saying?
So I'm putting 40 for Alabama.
Okay.
And Michigan, they're gonna come up easy. It's gonna be 20 something.
Man, I
But
got
they gonna
Alabama
go.
beating them boys down, man. And the reason why I say that is because I don't know if you had an
Just tell 'em.
opportunity.
Just tell 'em.
If you had an opportunity to catch the Florida State versus the Georgia Bulldogs, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's what and ain't nothing more obnoxious than a drunken Georgia fan. That's right, brother. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I saw that and I started thinking to myself. I remember watching on ESPN when Florida State was waiting. The whole Florida State staff was waiting to see if they were making it to the college playoffs, and they felt like they were disrespected. They were like, "Oh man!" And there's only 2 things to me: the way Florida got stomped out yesterday. It just tells me there's either 2 things. Either you didn't want to play in that game because you felt like you got snuffed from the NFL. I mean,
Okay.
from
There
the
you go.
playoffs. You see what I'm
take that.
saying?
I
Like
take
you,
that. That's a
that
good one.
right?
That's a good one.
Or you just weren't as good as you thought you were, baby. And that's when you gotta figure it out. You gotta sit back and ask yourself, were you really that team that you thought you were? Because that game was over in the first quarter. I mean, you're talking about 63 points. They were finna set bowl records on them.
Yeah.
And I think they only had 6 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't watch the end of that game. That game was horrible. That game was horrible. And it made me feel like, and I saw the coach expression when I was watching it because I was watching it a little bit in the third quarter, fourth quarter. Quarterback throws another interception, and he's just like, and you should have just saw his face. And I'm like, okay, you felt that upset and you felt that disrespected because y'all didn't make it to the playoffs.
Right.
And you couldn't even perform. At least could have gave them, could have gave the committee who makes that decision for the playoffs that, hey, look, this is why we should have played in that game, in one of the playoffs games. But instead, you showed the totally opposite. And you shown that this is why it has to move to a bigger. See, next year or a few years from now,
I think it's going to be 12, right?
It's going to be 12 teams.
Yeah.
But what I would do if I was the committee, I would take every championship team from their conference and put them in the playoffs. And every conference team, like the Big 10 or the Big 12 or the Pac-12 or the SEC, every conference will be sponsored buy the Peach Bowl, the Chick-fil-A Bowl,
Right, you're
the
right.
da-da-da-da-da Bowl, right? And then at those conference games, whoever wins in those conference brackets moves on to the playoff bracket. And then they play for the national championship. Because I don't think that it's right that you play these bowl games and you have a chance to win 2 bowls. That's not right. That you pay the Peach Bowl or you play the Sugar Bowl, and then you can still go on and win the national championship bowl, whatever that ends up being, the All-State Bowl or whatever, the All-State National Championship. So I don't know if that's pretty cool, but like I said, that's just
College
my
is
opinion.
college.
Yeah, exactly. You can never figure it out.
I mean, it's going to the mini pro. I mean, the way
No,
these
for
guys
sure.
are getting paid now,
I'm
and
just
the
saying
way
that
that, these organizations.
When you have a Big 12
and,
conference game,
these-
can you imagine how packed those games get?
Exactly.
Because at the end of the Georgia Florida State game, then those stands were empty.
Yeah, Miami.
Everybody was gone.
Everybody's
gone. Like it wasn't a good game. But
No,
when
it
you
wasn't.
get those conference mashups, that's when those games are
Right.
really like, okay, let's get it.
Right.
We got Georgia versus Alabama in the SEC championship. Okay, let that be sponsored by Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, whatever. Let them sponsor that one. And then they win that when they win that championship. Yeah, you win the SEC championship,
Right,
but
right.
you also win the bowl. And then now you're off to the playoffs.
Of course.
Whatever team wins goes to the playoffs. So, but that's just my example. But
I mean, we got more to talk about, on that, situation. We'll see, like we said on the next podcast. Hopefully, we announce the winners. What it is.
no, well, I mean, we gonna
Like we said, we got Texas and Bama.
We got Texas and Bama, but we got Texas winning it all.
Yeah.
I got Texas winning it all.
Texas winning it all.
Texas winning it
Might as
all.
well, let's go with
So
it.
let's go on and get to the song of the day. The song of the day is that Big X Plug featuring Offset.
It's a plug, man. This guy right here coming up in a year.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, just last year he was walking around Southwest by Southwest.
Yes, sir.
Performing the song.
Yes, sir.
trying
You
to
could
do
have
the
ran
song.
into him on the streets
Coulda
of
ran
Austin,
into him on the
Texas, man,
street.
at Southwest by Southwest. So let's let y'all listen to what's going on and let you know how it goes.
Big X
And
the
like
Plug,
I said,
you
this is
know.
Big X the Plug featuring Offset, that Climate, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
The new song out there, man. I hope y'all boys get a chance to check it out. And we want y'all opinions on what y'all think about it also and what y'all feel about for it being the song of the evening.
Big X the plug. What's up?
A very handcrafted, beautiful, one-of-one piece, starting the bid at $100 million. Let the
Yes,
bid
sir.
begin.
Okay.
Another one.
On some scissors.
yeah. Okay, now.
On some. Always side me.
Start on me.
These diamonds, they shining. Came from Johnny.
Okay.
It ain't never been too hard to find.
All right.
All this ice got me changing my climate.
Okay.
Bought this Cardi to switch on my time. And these niggas is bitches, that's just a reminder.
Okay.
Stay away from the snakes cause they slime.
Okay.
Stay away from the faces, they grimy.
All
Not
right.
teaching no lessons, I'm just being honest. 600 the block, the label, the set. Roll the dice on me, place your bet. Name a nigga that's harder than
That
me.
boy was
that
out
you
Southwest
met.
by
Get your
Southwest
body in
last
the
year.
like
Southwest
I
last
just
year,
ballin' so
man.
hard, I done worked
Walking
up a
around.
sweat.
Walking
Bitch,
around,
you gotta quote
trying to
out
put
of
his
my neck,
songs
I'm a
out.
dog out the leash,
Yeah.
I ain't nobody pet.
I know.
Soldier boy, all these stacks on
just
deck.
proves, hey, man, you put in that work.
That's right.
Get that shine, man. You gotta put in the work, man.
Right.
Wasn't enough throwing
Dedication,
ones before
man.
you whip came and got me. The show still rocking, the label can't drop me. I get sloppy toppy from bitches who top, but still in they bonnet. Really the one who they watch. I ran up this shit like Rocky. Left out the streets, coulda went vegan, cause these niggas really ain't having no beef. Spent the house on my teeth, baby Ray sauce. Man, all of these niggas are sweet. Johnny, iced on my piece. Teach a piano. Hey, I really
Shout out
been
to
playing
TV
with
Johnny,
keys. No
man.
man on my feet. Cut out the leeches.
He
Now
get you
these
right.
niggas really ain't shit without me. Hey, these diamonds, they shining.
yes,
Came from Johnny.
Yeah.
It
You
ain't
know.
never been too hard to find me. All this ice got me changing my climate.
Okay.
Bought this Cardi
The
to
Dallas
switch on
Fort
my
Worth
time.
area.
These niggas
That's right.
is bitches, that's
Texas.
just a reminder.
Straight
Stay
out of
away from
Texas.
the snakes cause they slime. Stay away from the faces, they grimy. Not teaching
Oh,
no
shit.
lessons, I'm just being honest.
Okay, let me come pop it. Went to the top and I shot them
Alright.
Masaki.
Hey.
Counting me out, but I
Hey,
do
man.
it for Rocky. I took your bitch on the jet to the traffic.
Okay.
Post on the block with the work coming shop. Hit the flame, make it rain, make the bitch come
Put
in
in that
my
work,
pocket.
man.
That nigga
You know,
snitch
hey.
for his pick, hit the docket. Wrist got a lisp and it's spitting out alcohol.
Okay.
Dig up his grave if you reach for my chain. I ain't never been named, let that chopper go bang. Hit the
Bang.
drink, pot his head off like champagne. Green and white forges, this shit Notre Dame. Double R color, then
So
brick
said one
cocaine.
solo out the
Mental,
coupe.
illness,
Yeah,
the
give me
coupe
the
got no
one.
brain. No filter, bitch, I'm trying to fuck on your frame. Made the bitch sit on the dog, how she trained. Put
Okay.
her in Prada, she told me she proud of me. I'ma shit on the ones that had doubted me.
That's
I
right.
won't let a broke boy
Gotta
get no
do.
clout on me.
That's
I'ma
right.
let a hoe boy get this 30 piece. Niggas try to call, but they can't get no reach.
Nope.
I'm in Malibu, Noble up on the beach.
Okay.
White diamonds, albino up in my teeth. Feel like Pac, I've been praying for my enemies.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that Pac, baby.
It ain't never been too hard
Still
to
expired,
find me.
man.
All this
Come
ice
on.
got me changing my climate. Box
feel me?
Cardi,
Yeah.
switching my time with
Okay.
these niggas and
Plug,
bitches,
man.
they
Holla
just
at 'em,
don't
man.
mind.
That's right,
Stay
baby.
away from
Up,
the
man.
snakes 'cause they slime.
Straight
Boy,
out of
now,
Stay
Texas.
away from
Straight
the
out of
bitches, they
Texas,
grimy,
man.
not teaching
Put in
no
that work
lessons,
for
I'm
us,
just
man.
being
That's
honest.
right.
Let's go,
So, man, what you think about it, my brother?
Hey man, something new, something fresh. You from Texas, man.
That's
You gotta
right,
like his
brother.
style. You gotta like the way he pushing his flow. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the old rhythm, but a new rhythm to it, I guess. So I've been listening to music for a long time, and it's something different. I've seen his progress. Doing what he's doing. From the song last year called Texas. Repping for Texas, coming straight out of putting in work, but he's putting in that grind, and you gotta feel something. Hey man, you gotta offset.
Yeah, that's right.
you got 1/3 of the Migos. You know what I'm saying?
right. That's true.
RIP to Takeoff too, but you gotta feel something good. You putting in that work. You got to do liking your music, and hopefully he's going. I think it got over 1 million views on his video. So check him out, make him more. Put it out there, man. Hey,
That's
something
right.
new, like we say,
Something
Give you
new
the-
for your boys. Trying to give you the hot and latest music that's coming out of Texas,
Always
baby.
one, baby.
Know what I'm saying? So, man, before we get to the end of the show, man, we want to announce the winner for posting it and sharing it, and we appreciate y'all for doing that. So, if we can get a drum roll, please. That's right.
The winner, like we said, man, y'all shared. Y'all shared my post. Y'all shared whatever you had to do. We looked.
That's
it up,
right. For the 10-2 podcast, we appreciate that.
Christy Wolford. W.
And can you say the name one more time?
Christy Wolford.
Christy Wolford. And if
please
we're pronouncing
email us.
that right, yes, right.
Yes.
Please email us and
Email
send
us.
us your email address, or probably send us your mailing address.
Yes.
And we can go ahead and send you this $50 gift card because
Gift
we
card.
appreciate you sharing our videos, and we appreciate
Yeah.
you taking the time to
Get
share
with
our
us so we can
videos.
get with you on that. Either
That's
way
right.
we can. We can do.
That's
Appreciate
right.
you doing, sharing, us taking the time out. That's what we mean, man. We
Yeah.
serious about what we say. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm about
next
to end
time,
this man's whole career. I'm about to end this man's whole career.
you feel me?
What
So-
career? But I'm not a rapper. What career?
That's right. But
yeah, go ahead.
it was we appreciate everybody, taking the time and sharing or watching our videos.
Yeah.
And subscribing. We also want to say that when we hit 50 subscribers, we'll be giving out a special
50
gift
subscribers,
from
yeah,
the
50
10-2
subscribers,
podcast, man. So when we hit that 50 subscribers, man, we hope that
We're picking out of
y'all-
that 50. Yeah.
Yeah, we're picking out of that 50, and we will pick a winner, and we will be sending y'all a special gift. We will be presenting the gift hopefully sometimes in this week to let you know what you'll be winning when we get those 50 subscribers. And we want to thank everybody for taking the time and
thank you too,
supporting
man.
us and liking our videos, sharing our videos, and subscribing to our
For sure,
videos.
yeah, for sure. And then everybody you're supporting us, man. And I've been giving big cloud, man. You know what I'm saying? Holla at my people out there in Houston. My kid folk out there. Putting in work for us. You know what I'm saying? Watching the videos, everybody. Know
Okay,
y'all.
for sure, man, for sure.
We give a shout out.
We appreciate the support, baby.
Appreciate the support.
That's
without,
right.
man. Hey, without you,
Whether you're Houston, Texas
Yes,
fans or not,
yeah,
brother.
you feel me?
Hey,
Hey, you
we
know
got
that-
love for every team in
got love
Texas.
for every team.
Every team in
Hey,
Texas, baby.
We hope y'all make it to the playoffs so we can talk about y'all.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes, no doubt, man.
make it to
And,
the
and like I
playoffs.
said, any
Make it
team from
somewhere.
Texas, man, we riding with you, man.
for
Don't
sure,
never
yeah.
forget that, man.
Hey.
If we go, we riding with you. And if y'all go, we hope you ride with us, brother.
That's
We
right.
hope
that's
you
right.
ride with us. We all got the star on our helmets. They're in there somewhere, baby. We all got the star on our
Come on
helmet,
now.
baby. We all rocking it together.
For sure.
But like I said, man,
the
we want to
support,
thank you
yeah.
for tuning in to the
Yeah.
10-2 podcast.
Podcast.
And this is your boy MJD,
JD.
and I'm here with your boy, a.k.a. Deuce It
What's
Bay.
up? Let's so.
Yes, sir.